Welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show here on 1130 The Tiger. We're pleased to welcome in a man who is going to grace one of the great buildings in the South, really anywhere in the country, the Strand Theater, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. A down south boy as well, which we always love. John Crist, comedian, joining us now. John, how are you, man?
There you go. What's going on, brother? I thought you were the greatest. I didn't know that was the greatest building in the South. But
Brother, it's one of the most historic places that you'll ever see. I actually did want to tell you about it a little bit too, because it has a long storied history. It's one of the great grand theaters that you'll find. It's a great venue to go perform in as well. If you get there, get a chance to get there early. Go just walk around and take a look at all the architecture and everything. It's beautiful. Matter of fact, I think it's listed on the historic register as well.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because they just put all the cities and dates together for me, and then everybody that I knew from down there to that area were like, "Oh, the Strand, we get it, dude. Okay." And
yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, wait, what? Is this like a spot?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude, it's a vibe."
Yeah, it's a whole different place. And again, the one thing that we lack in this area that I would really like is a comedy club of some kind. I'd love to have something like that.
We don't have one, and there's not really one in New Orleans either. They don't really, for some reason, they don't really have any down there, bro. I live in Nashville. We got like 6. I don't know. We could probably trade one with you.
Well, I tell you what, just don't send us any of the bachelorette parties. All right, you can keep them all in Nashville.
Oh yeah. I feel like we recruited them from New Orleans.
Yeah. No, that's where they all go.
We don't want them. No, we don't want them.
No, you don't get to send them back though. That's the thing. It's a one-way trip. You got to keep them.
That's part of the deal. Yeah, so if we get the good stuff, we got to keep them. Yeah, I just made a TikTok yesterday about Brian Kelly addressing the team.
Yeah,
because y'all are going to a bowl, right?
Yes, they are. Just don't know which one yet. It'll be Sunday.
You don't know
when
which
they get
one.
Announced. Yeah, could actually be here. Could be in Shreveport at the Independence Bowl. We don't know yet.
The game could be at the Independence Bowl. Now, is he going to coach in the game or no?
No, Brian Kelly's not going to coach. He's going to watch more than anything else.
Okay, yeah. He's gonna figure out who we don't need anymore.
Right, exactly. He's gonna get probably some guys that he's gonna be putting in the transfer portal as the guys putting in themselves. Hey, I know you're a deep South kid out of Georgia. What's your sports background? Are you follow? I mean, obviously, if you're talking about Brian Kelly, then you've got a good background.
Oh, come on, man! I bleed Atlanta Braves, Hawks, Falcons. I grew up in Atlanta. I went to all my siblings went to Georgia Tech.
Mm. Well, so you were doing so well there for just a second until Georgia Tech.
Well, no, Georgia Tech is horrific, but I feel like you would be cheering against the Dogs, right?
I don't. I mean, well, you have to understand also Louisiana people hate Nick Saban because he left.
Okay, you're right.
So you're probably going to get a lot of people who are just going to pull for Georgia simply because they're anti-Saban.
There you go.
I'm not one of those people. I don't really have allegiances. I just kind of enjoy the games for the games.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Down to and what's the Coach O vibe? Do they turn on him pretty quick, huh?
Well, it's interesting because it was so much off the field stuff that happened with Orgeron. There was Title IX lawsuits. There was some, he kind of has a little bit of a lack of filter at times that obviously comes up. Yeah. But as everyone down here likes to say, they finally hired a coach without an accent.
There you go.
Exactly.
You could barely understand that guy.
Yeah, but for us here, he was a coach without an accent. Although technically Shreveport's technically Shreveport's more East Texas than it is South Louisiana.
Well, isn't the rub is that everybody looks down on the Bossier City? Is that correct? I do know that.
So okay,
but Bossier City is not.
Well, no, look.
Touchy subject.
No, it's not. I'm just going to give you. I'm going to give you the quick lay of the land, and if you want to, if you want to bring this up tomorrow night at the Strand, feel free.
If it comes up,
yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to put your name on it.
That's fine. Yeah. You feel free. No one will know who the hell you're talking about, but enjoy. So. And that actually helps me to be anonymous. But yeah, so Bossier City they are the ones that have the inferiority complex when it comes to Shreveport Bossier.
Okay,
they're smaller, but people in Bossier will go to great lengths to tell you they're from Bossier, not from Shreveport. Whereas people from Shreveport think everything in this area is Shreveport. So our
Oh,
big.
so they don't really. They like Shreveport people are. They don't care.
Right.
But
Shreveport
it's
people
the
are like
Bossier
Bossier
people.
is just Shreveport adjacent. It's just more Shreveport. Whereas
well, that's
Bossier
what I would
people,
say. I'm not from there, so I didn't know until I came. I did a show there probably 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. And I was like, wait, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. Bossier people will tell you they're from Bossier. Shreveport people will tell you they're not entirely sure where Bossier is. And
it's like like Arkansas saying that Louisiana is their rival. LSU's like, yeah, not really.
Yeah, no,
we
not
don't.
at all.
I mean,
not at all.
They're like, yeah, we.
Y'all are Arkansas is Louisiana's hat, and that's basically all that And we all know it's the.
They're like, we're rivals, and you're like, yeah.
But
really.
are you? But are you really? No, they're not.
That's perfect. That's a good way to describe it.
No, it's interesting though because like our big arena, where we host sporting events and stuff, is on the Bossier side. A lot of really.
I think that's where I went. I think that's where I performed.
Was it?
Yeah.
So.
Even the winter jam of the tour came through.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, the big arena's over there, and they've got a lot of nice stuff in Bossier. Most of the casinos are in Bossier. More on the Bossier side than the Shreveport side. But if you ask someone, where's now it's the Brookshire's Grocery Arena, or as we affectionately refer to it as the SAC.
Yeah.
So if you say, hey, where's the arena, people in Shreveport are going to say Shreveport.
It's in Shreveport.
Even though technically it's in Bossier.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of everything is Shreveport to Shreveport people. Don't tell a Bossier person that he's from Shreveport. Like basically that's
when there's some kind of crime, the Bossier people are like, "Oh, that wasn't us.
Right.
Dude, that was Shreveport."
Right. Shreveport's
like,
the crime-ridden, awful city. Matter of fact, I saw you announcing that you were coming to Shreveport on Facebook, and like the first 3 comments were, "Hey, it's a lot of crime. Wear a bulletproof vest." Or whatever, like, I mean,
you find that not to really be the case anywhere.
Yeah,
but everybody always, watch your back, or it's like Shreveganistan or something like that. People always say stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not that bad. Again, I like to tell most people now it's gotten bad in the last couple of really year or two, but typically if you're getting shot, it's because you're in the wrong area of town. You're usually not getting shot at Target.
I won't be outside of I won't be outside of Larry Flint's Hustler Club, so don't worry.
No, well, I mean, you probably should. I mean, at least give us some money back in the economy and support the local working mothers, for goodness sakes.
Well, isn't it always like every time an ESPN ticker is like they were outside of a strip club.
Right.
There's nothing going good happening.
No.
If it's not, you're like, why is it 3 a.m. and you're outside of a strip club? What? I've never been in that situation in my life.
Wait, isn't that the Wings in Atlanta? Isn't that the best Wings in Atlanta? Is at the strip club?
Oh, that's the Magic
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that? Somebody that played basketball, right?
Yeah. A guy that was ended up having to go to COVID protocols because he went to Magic City for Wings during the 2020 season.
No, it was Lou Williams.
Yeah, Lou Williams. There you go.
He said I was going to go for. We all like. Well, that's one of those things. Like publicly, we're all like, "Oh, that's horrible." Then privately, we all kind of laugh. And that's by the way, my whole comedy show is like publicly. These days, it feels like. I mean, you're in radio, so you got a little bit, but you still got to be like when the when the thing with Ohtani happened when Jack Morris announced him. You remember that?
Right, yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, horrific!" Like because it was like somebody was like kind of. It was. He said, "How do I get you to Ohtani?" And Jack Morris said, "Everybody careful." And everybody was like, "That's horrific. You should never say that." But then everybody privately, that's funny. Everybody.
All right, let's get right back into it. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30. The Tiger had the phone popped out on us, but John was nice enough to come back on and give us a few more minutes. Again, John Crist has his show tomorrow night. The Fresh Cuts Comedy Tour at the Strand Theater tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You can get tickets at johncristcomedy.com. All right, John, we were kind of getting into sort of the role of the comedian as somewhat of the, I guess, commenter and keeper of society. And I'm kind of curious your thoughts on that because, comedians, some of them are, I was even mentioning some of them are non-controversial, won't get into any controversial topic at all. And then you have some that won't play college campuses anymore because, college crowds are getting very cancel-oriented. How do you feel like your role is as a comedian?
Well, I mean, all right. So this role in the society has been around for as long as society has existed. There's always the guy, kind of the court jester,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the guy that's keeping the king, as you say, kind of honest, or speaking the truth about what's going on. And one of our favorite quotes is, "If you're going to tell the truth, you might as well make it funny. Otherwise, they'll kill you."
Yeah.
And that's the only time people are ever offended is by truth. Unfortunately, if it's not true, nobody would care, nor would anybody be mad. But if you look at your job as you commentate on sports, there are times when you have to have a take that it's going to cost you, right? It might cost you a friendship, not a friendship with someone, but you might, if this person. But what you're doing is being honest. So if you're saying, "Hey, I don't agree with this coaching move. I don't agree with this play call. I don't agree with this administrative choice," what you're doing is being honest. And that's what sometimes we're just doing the same thing. We're just making it funny.
Now, wait a second. You clearly have never heard my show. My show's a barrel of laughs, all right? So hold on.
Yeah.
Let's
sorry, I didn't do my proper research.
Yeah, this show. Well, it's funny because this show is a sports talk show, but we talk about a lot of other things. We definitely don't limit it to sports. Matter of fact, we spent the first 15 minutes of the show going over our favorite childhood jingles.
There you go.
We had
very important.
Yeah, well, we had a local diesel driving academy had ads that aired here, and we all we all still know the jingle to Diesel Driving Academy. So we were kind of going over that.
You must be paying that guy. We got to pay that guy a salary. That's the point of a jingle, to know it.
Yeah. No, that it's in my head. I'm assuming Diesel Driving Academy still exists. I have no idea, but it's still in my head. I still know the jingle.
Say "We Are Farmers"?
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. I mean, that's
the O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah. It's
that's one of them.
No, it's amazing the stuff that just gets stuck in your head. Like I was talking about, I don't know how much video games or whatever that you played growing up, but I still know the code to Mike Tyson, to get to Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that is wild.
Yeah,
you can't even remember your anniversary, but you know that.
Right. Well, John, I don't have an anniversary, so.
Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Like everyone else reminds me that I'm single and no children. Thank you for reminding me, John.
You're like I finally can escape my reality with this comedian.
Yeah.
Now he brings it right
this
back.
Guy's going to be funny, except he's going to be funny at my expense of my not being married. Oh,
all good. That's
good.
That's the greatest comedy. Always comes from pain.
No, well, look, that's why my show's funny. Hey, I do one thing that you did that I really enjoyed, and I'd actually, I'll be honest with you, I do not know your comedy. I haven't watched any of it. I'm definitely looking forward to researching it. But in kind of going and after having you booked, I do remember the video of you doing the coach. In the end zone, talking about how my team's terrible, my players are terrible. I got 22 problems, But so I wanted to give you this. I actually call games for a college, a Division I school here in Louisiana, and I actually told my coach one time that I wanted him to get on during signing day, and I wanted to get up there and be like, "Look, guys, we signed 14 kids, and unfortunately, they're terrible." Like, it's not a good class. We wanted these other 15 kids, but none of the ones we wanted. They all signed with better schools. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted, and my coach loves it. And he's like, oh, it's hilarious. He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, of course you can't do it.
I'm like, of course you can't. But every signing day, he comes up to me and goes, "Man, I really wanted to do your bit before the signing day." And I'm like, "No, you've got no guts."
We had our eye on all these 5-star recruits. Unfortunately, they went to LSU.
Right.
So
enjoy these no stars that we've got showing up as tackling dummies.
Well, I had the idea because go back to our original premise is like, oh, comedy is just being honest, and you watch. One of my other biggest videos was every parent at Disney because I saw a Disneyland commercial. There's kids, and I know, sorry to bring up the trauma again. You don't have any children.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Power through.
But I saw this commercial about these kids licking these ice cream cones. They're hugging their parents, telling them they love them. And I was like, I've been to Disneyland. It's not like that.
No.
Kids are crying. throwing a temper tantrum, losing. Everybody's hot. Everybody's tired.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're going. And so I made an honest Disneyland commercial, just like I made an honest football coach, because you watch the post game and you go, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it. And that's all comedy is. And so we ended up just going to a high school football game and just walking on the field afterwards.
That's great.
Making that.
That's great.
So then we were like way down there in the end zone.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that anymore because people would recognize me. That was back in the day.
No, it's fabulous, and it's true. And the funny thing is, I know enough coaches both at the college that I call games for and around here I do some local high school football that you'll get them to be honest with you, but you'll never get them to be honest with you publicly. It'll never happen.
And they'll be like at the football coaching clinics or amongst other football coaches.
Yeah,
they'll tell you, hey, we got no chance. These kids are bigger than us. We got no chance.
Our kids are terrible. They can barely put their shoes on the right feet.
And they wouldn't say it's not because of lack of. They're just not. They got no chance to win this game.
Yeah,
they would tell you that.
Right.
But they're publicly they got to be like, well, we're giving a shot. We got 48 minutes or whatever they got.
No, it's
60 minutes. Yeah.
It's so good, and it's funny you bring up Disney World because not only when my last time going to Disney World, I remarked on all the kids that were on leashes. Right, like every kid's on a leash, whether it's attached to their wrist or their backpack or. Yeah, I think I saw one with a ride.
That's not part of a ride.
No, there's literally just walking around on leashes. The other part, and this is actually a true story, just real quick. I was scared of roller coasters growing up, and so I wouldn't go on Space Mountain because I was scared. So my mom said, "Well, don't worry, you don't have to go on Space Mountain." She walks me around. I was like 8, 9, something like that. I was a kid, so. No, it would have been weird if I was like 30.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, so she walks me around for a little while. We come back to Space Mountain, and she goes, no, this isn't Space Mountain. This is Space Mountain Junior.
Yeah, there you go, Mom.
And so and of course, the beginning of Space Mountain is you're just walking through, and they've got robots and stuff to kind of keep you entertained while you're standing in line. I'm thinking, oh, this really, she goes, see, it's just pictures of planets, and here's robots or whatever. And I didn't realize.
Trust your living, breathing mother.
It's my mother, the woman who gave me birth. And we get to I was 2 rotations of the line, like switchbacks of the line from the front when I finally saw the cars, and I realized, and I yelled at her, "This isn't Space Mountain Junior. This is Space Mountain." And she's like, "Well, it's too late. You got to get on."
That is hilarious.
Oh, dude, it
was the time of your life.
Oh, and I loved it. I was like, "Can we keep?" And as soon as I got out, I want to go back. But
I want to know about all the other families about the little kid yelling, "This is Space Mountain Junior."
Oh no,
psychopath!
Oh, dude, it was it's just burned into my memory forever, and it's
in Space Mountain Junior.
Yeah, like Space Mountain Junior is like what a beautiful lie to tell your child to get them.
Needs to get T-shirts made. That's
dude,
perfect.
I wish I could. But
also, have you ever seen those like YouTube videos with Space Mountain with the lights on? It's not scary at all.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I've been to Disney probably 10 times, and a bunch as an adult.
Just an adult by yourself.
No, I was. I was with people. Like I was with a girlfriend who had kids, and so we went. That was the trip.
You're good.
She broke up with me the week after we got back from Disney World.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no, she stuck around for the trip and then broke up with me after we got back from the trip. So that was fun.
You got that AM radio money, dude.
Yeah, dang right. Yeah. But I'm 6'4". I'm rocking about 285, 290. I'm already too big to kind of fit in the car, and then I get in the little car, and the whole time I'm ducking because I'm like, Is this designed for a 6'4" guy? I can't see what's above me.
You're not positive. You're not positive.
Am I about to be decapitated?
Like, I think I'm the biggest guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone come out without a head? That's what I need to know. Hey,
ever.
I am curious. You kind of got the act going. Do you do much in the way of, hey, here's some kind of local bits when you go to a Memphis or a Shreveport or places like that, or is it basically just, hey, here's the act?
No, every show's different. So we do there's a lot of what we call crowd work in our shows, where so we talk to somebody in the show. Hey, what do I need to know about Shreveport? Where do I have to visit? And somebody will always say, it's funny every time. I go, if I come to Shreveport, what do I have to? What can I not miss? And then everybody that's not from there, because there's a lot of people that will drive in from other cities.
Sure.
They start piling on, and it's funny every single time. And it probably I've been off the road for 3 weeks or something like that. So there'll be a lot of stuff that no one's ever seen before. And I haven't been to Shreveport since 2019. So that'll be a fresh show for anyone that's coming out for sure.
Nice. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. If you need any recommendations, eating or otherwise, in town when you get here, just let me know. Obviously, your folks have my number. Holler at me. I like to tell people, always trust a fat guy to know where good food is. So you can trust me to know where the good food is when you get in town. So. And
when I get off the airplane, everybody's like, "What are you doing there?" And I'll say, "I'm going to the Strand," and that'll give me some respect in the city.
Oh, you dang right it will. You dang right it will. People,
right.
People.
See, that's a good piece of info right there already.
Here's the other thing, though. If you get off the plane and you say, I'm performing at the Strand, they're probably going to ask where your violin is or your cello or.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, it's a fine arts, it's a high-end fine arts theater. So
I'll clean it up with no fart jokes then.
No, do all the fart jokes you can because someone needs to. Yeah, someone needs to be doing fart jokes at the Strand.
Someone needs to loosen that place up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to keep it honest. Got to keep it honest.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, I do appreciate your time, man. We're definitely looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night at the Strand at 7 o'clock. Enjoy yourself, and I'm serious. If you need any recommendations on anything, just let me know. We'll take care of you.
You're a good man. Thanks for the call, sir.
All right. John Crist, who will be performing at the Strand tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Again, you can find tickets, johnchristcomedy.com. Should be a lot of